Time's running out, and Trey's Way needs your help. Find out what you can do on this morning's Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Herald. We're focused on the 5th annual Trey's Way Outback Steakhouse Dinner and Auction to be held on March 5th. And we're visiting with Yonna Jordan, the founder of Trey's Way. Good morning, Yonna.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having us here.
A lot going on in the next couple of weeks. A big, obviously, this Saturday when you all are moving out of your long-standing facility there, the Better Brands location there close to downtown Myrtle Beach or in downtown, and obviously the big fifth annual fundraiser coming up.
We got a lot going on. Yes,
How
sir.
you feeling?
Stressed, overwhelmed.
Really?
Yes, sir.
There is a, it's fascinating when you sit back and you think about everything that goes on in a not-for-profit operation, to read the materials about you all and to see the stress there about you all are not salaried employees. You all do everything, you and your husband volunteering, as well as all your volunteers. So much time to Trey's Way to keep it going. It's just, I'm sure it can be very stressful.
It is. It's very stressful, being that we have to be out of our warehouse this Saturday and still really no place to go yet. So that's our #1 priority right now.
Yeah, what are some of the leads right now?
There are some vacant buildings in Conway that we are, have talked to the people who own them or are trying to sell them. Haven't heard back from any of them yet, but we're hoping because our time is running out.
And it is this Saturday. It's
Saturday.
Amazing to think about that. For a viewer who needs to get off to school right now or head off to work, what's the best number for someone to call if they had an idea or a lead on something and you really want to stay in Horry County?
Yes, we need to stay primarily in Conway. We're in Conway now, and we would primarily like to stay here. If they want to call us, they can call us at 843-488-3511.
Okay.
They can even call me on my cell phone. Can I give that number?
Yeah, please.
843-385-3389.
Okay, 385-3389. 3389. Okay. And of course, you mentioned that aspect of being in Conway now. Is the Better Brands facility in Conway?
Yes, it's the old Pelican Builders First Source in Conway.
Oh.
And Better Brands has donated that building to us for 2 years, and we're very grateful to them. They've been definitely a great help for us, and we appreciate all they've done.
And I'm glad you stressed that. I thought it was the facility in downtown Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, they purchased the one in Conway, and we've been there for 2 years, and they've been very nice to us, and we just can't stress how grateful we are for their help.
Absolutely.
But we knew they were trying to sell it, and of course they've got the opportunity to sell it, and we can't blame them for that. But we definitely need someone to step up and see if someone else could help us.
Well, I saw down the road there's surely plans to build a Trey's Way home in the Charleston area or in Columbia, and of course you all have expansive thoughts, but it's important to make sure and take care of things close to home before you expand out, so that you really want to stay in the Conway area.
Yes, sir. I think it's important to set goals, and we have goals for the future for Trey's Way, but obviously our primary goal right now is to handle the matters at hand.
Yeah.
And we got the fundraiser coming up March 5th, and this Saturday we've got to be out of our warehouse, and we have nowhere to go. Just can't stress that enough. And if there's anybody out there that has anything, the warehouse we're in now is 30,000 square feet, and we have that much equipment. So,
you're filling up the facility?
We're not filled to capacity, but we could probably use 10 to 15,000 square feet. We could fill that up. Not a problem.
Well, there's probably quite a few vacant locations in around the Conway area of 10 to 15,000 square feet. I mean, I'm thinking of some just off the top of my head right now, some of the old strip malls or otherwise. Many of those owners are, I guess, from outside of the outside of the Conway area. Have you been able to contact some of those owners in other areas?
We contacted the owner of the old Walmart, and
right.
They're in Columbia.
Yeah.
And
Baker and Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're waiting to hear back from them. And there's some other buildings in Conway on 4th Avenue, and like the old Piggly Wiggly and things like that.
And of course, what are some of the basic things, if you don't mind me asking, to share with the viewers to let them know how simple this would be for a business owner, someone who owns a good size storage facility. You'll take any size, whatever size someone will provide you. If you can't take 10 to 15,000 square feet, obviously you just want to be able to move in somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's crucial. I mean, we have to have a place to put all of our equipment. This
Right.
is the equipment that we give to disabled children and disabled adults in our community. We help we help all over the state of South Carolina and parts of North Carolina. Just me and my husband run this. And it's crucial that we have some place to put this equipment. I dare to think what would happen if we didn't get a space. I mean, any business owners that has any space, I mean, we are a 501c3, so it's 100% tax deductible if they let us borrow it, until they sell, the building that, they're trying to sell. If they could just do anything for us.
Well, that other opportunity, but I mean, do you all insure it yourselves? What are some of the basic things that Better Brands have required of you, if you don't mind me asking, to make sure that things are okay?
Well, the insurance, liability insurance, but that's just to house our equipment. And generally, people don't go to our warehouse. We have our office located elsewhere, and we
Right.
meet the clients there. So there's not that much liability with, people getting hurt and things
Great.
like that.
Okay, so I mean, that's a practical factor that a lot of people are thinking about. They're probably oftentimes anxious about lending space, but since you don't have a lot of people visiting there, it's just you and your husband.
Just me and my husband.
Who are some of you all have a cadre of volunteers, though, don't you?
No, we don't. We with our fundraisers in March 5th, the Carolina Forest National Honor Society, those kids at Carolina Forest High School help us every year.
Right.
And we're very grateful to them. Other than that, we don't have any volunteers.
That is amazing.
We've helped. We've been open for 5 years, and it's just really been my husband and I. We've had a volunteer or two here and there, but we don't have an abundance of volunteers.
That is amazing. What makes you tick, Yonna? That's, of course, I know the love of your son and surely the inspiration that he's provided to others. Real quick about yourself. Are you originally from the area?
I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, but then we moved here, so I've been here pretty much all my life. Yes, sir.
And you said we. Who all's we?
Well, my mom and dad, and then my mother and father and my sister moved here, and we've been here all of our life. My husband was born and raised here in Conway, so we're local people.
Great. Well, the bulk of our viewers are in the PD and southeast North Carolina. A lot of them come down to the area, and surely Conway being the county seat for Horry County, that's a real need, though, for you all to stay in the Conway area, and I'm glad you brought that up. You all have children, and real quick about Trey. Trey's one of your two.
Yes, I have two children, Megan and Trey. Megan's 16 and Trey's 12, and my husband, Chuck. So.
Share with the viewers about what prompted you to found Trey's Way.
Well, we started Trey's Way. Trey was born in December of '92, and we had found out about Trey when I was about 5 months pregnant. And just being thrown into that situation, you're pretty much overwhelmed. You don't know who to call, where to go. There's so much out there. So you just start one phone call at a time, and it's a very lonely road. It's very frustrating. A lot of times you run on organizations where, they could have helped your child, but your child has outgrown, the age limit of the charity. So back in '94, my husband and I, we attend our church very regularly, and I just felt led that this was something I was going to do. And in October of 2000, it was time, so I quit my job that I had and stepped out on faith and opened Trey's Way, and we're here to pass out equipment for children with disabilities, and we're also set them up with organizations that can assist with their child's needs. That was our main goal, but we started getting so much equipment until we broadened the demand for our services to adults with disabilities as well.
Share with viewers real quick, for viewers who may not have seen you on River Talk or other area shows, what's the disability of Trey? Excuse me.
Sure. Trey has spina bifida and hydrocephalus. That's what common waterhead. And Trey's paralyzed from his waist down. Trey was born at Richland Memorial in Columbia, and all Trey's doctors are in Columbia. And we travel back and forth quite often. He was one of the worst cases they had ever had, and they didn't expect him to live through the night. And he has overcome many, many obstacles through his life. He's had over 50 operations.
50?
50. And that's all before his 12th birthday. He's had all those. And he's been in the hospital well over 200 times. And he's truly a blessing. He wasn't supposed to be able to talk. The doctor said when he was 1 that he would never talk. And you can't get him to shut up if you see him on River Talk. The people know.
Yeah,
He talks all the time. So he's a blessing.
That's amazing. And of course, and you had a child. You said you've got a teenage daughter.
Yeah.
She and Trey are pretty tight.
They're very close. They're very tight. She loves him, and he loves her. I don't know what they do without one another.
Yeah.
She's a big help to me.
It's fascinating. I'm sure when we've had a number of guests on recently, and a couple weeks ago attending an event for the March of Dimes, kicking off the Horry County Walk America, and to see the much of what happens when children are born prematurely at 1 pound and 3 ounces or 1.5 pounds, see the impact that it has not only on the child but on the family and the health professionals, and obviously faith and other things help pull folks through. Christ has been a big side of y'all's life.
Actually, Megan was a premature baby, but she was a big premature baby. But she came at like 30 weeks, and but she weighed 5 pounds. But she was fine. But she had a lot of health problems, but nothing prepared us for Trey. And it's been an uphill battle, but it's one I wouldn't trade anything for.
For viewers who may not be familiar with the child, I mean, a child is, or anyone, an adult who's paralyzed from the waist down, some of the practical side of that, I mean, what are some of the things on a day-to-day basis that, I've just tried to think through some of the practical sides of that and how that changes someone's life growing up. I mean, when you think about that, or if you'd ever imagined that, I guess when you first found out that spina bifida was there, how far along were you in the pregnancy?
I was 5 months. 21 weeks, and found out, actually, I went in for an ultrasound to find out. We already had Megan, and we were going, it was our anniversary, and we were going to go for dinner. We were hoping it would be a boy, and we found out, we didn't find out that it was a boy then, but we found out that he had spina bifida, and they sent us to Columbia that Monday, and then we found out. So it was devastating, but you just kind of handle and deal with what you're dealt, and go from there.
Sounds like Trey has really adapted well. Reading a little piece that Johanna Wilson had done about him in her Backroads column, I guess about a year ago in the Sun News, it was a great piece to hear, and the way y'all interact as he's talking about, Mom, just take a chill pill, relax. And of course, as you say, when he was scheduled or was told by doctors at age 1 that he wouldn't be able to speak, and to be as rambunctious and is obviously a thrill seeker, and it probably helps keep you all at a pretty level keel. Yeah,
you never know what he's going to say. He's always surprising you and embarrassing you at the most inopportune moments, but he's truly a blessing. He really is. Occasionally you sit and ponder and think about, his life and, the life that he was dealt. And that can get you down, but you can't stay there long. You got to move on.
Yeah, obviously it hadn't kept you down long. No. Yonna and Chuck, both of y'all's commitment, not only to Trey's way, but probably to so many. I mean, the ability to bring parents whose children are disabled or going through a heck of a lot of emotional wrangling with spina bifida or any numbers of diseases that would impact a child, y'all's ability to bring them time to other resources in the area that help counseling or otherwise. How's that been?
It's been wonderful. When you have a parent that comes to you and they don't know where to turn to and where to go, and you're able to fulfill that need and just hand them all the information that they need, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to help them. It's a blessing to be able to donate that equipment to them, and know that you've hopefully made their life a little bit easier. And hopefully they won't have to spend as much time as me and my husband did on the phone one day at a time. They can enjoy their child, enjoy those precious moments.
Most of this info you're just able to give to somebody talking on the phone, or do you have a lot of stuff in writing? Do you have pamphlets put together for the best contacts? And you're giving info for folks all over the state as well as the Carolinas.
Yes, so we're all over the state of South Carolina, and we're in part of North Carolina. Like I said, we're based in Conway. But we've got packages that we put together, and of course there's just like 2 sheets of paper that people have to fill out. It's nothing major, but just for our files and records, so we have to have some information, and then we give them all the information they need, and then they're set if they'll use the information that we provide them.
Yeah, that's tremendous. Oftentimes you can give folks somebody and them just not do anything with it. That's great. Again, y'all's phone number, 843-488-3511, or if someone has a great lead on something early this morning as they're heading to work or thinking about it or even heading off to school, they can give you a call at your 843-385-3389 number.
That's correct, yes.
Your mobile, 385-3389. That's critical, and of course it is such a critical week. I'm trying to think what'll be the crunch day. I guess Thursday or Friday. If you got to be out on Saturday, this Saturday the 26th, you've got to begin moving some of that stuff even earlier, potentially even today. I mean, you could begin moving it if something landed today. But the best call to action you'd have for a viewer if they've got a lead on something is just to give you a call, and y'all will call and follow up and let a landlord know how easy, or an owner of a building, that you're covering any of the potential insurance issues. All you need is a roof over the head. Is that right?
That's exactly right. We'd be glad to move today, start moving today. We just need a place to go. So if someone could just give us a call, if they know of a lead, like you said, or if someone's watching and they have a building, that's great. Just give us a call.
Of course, we're going to assume that everything works out fine between now and this Saturday, because you've got a big fundraiser coming up on March 5th. Share with the viewers what's going on then. And, of course, you said this is the 5th annual, so you've had a lot of support from Outback Steakhouse and the folks at Carolina Forest Honor Society.
National Honor Society. Like I said, it's our 5th annual. Outback Steakhouse for Murrells Inlet. Sean is the new owner in Murrells Inlet, and they are donating all the food, and they cater, and it's just it starts at 5 o'clock Saturday, March 5th, and tickets are on sale now. People can call for tickets, and dinner starts at 5, and people just we have a DJ there, and we have a silent auction going from 5 to 7, and then at 7 we start our live auction, and wraps up about 7:45, 8 o'clock. So it's a real short evening, but it's actually the biggest fundraiser that we have every year.
Wow. What are some of the other fundraisers, but even more importantly, what are some of those silent and live auction items that folks can get if they buy tickets to attend?
Well, pretty much all the businesses up and down the Grand Strand, hotels, restaurants, golf packages, people like, owners of companies like that have donated to us, and we auction those off. Jack Nicklaus always sends us something. We always get something from NASCAR. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has sent us some things to go on the live auction. Tiger Woods, always normally sends us things. So
great.
And Walt Disney, we normally have a Walt Disney World package. I'm not sure about that this year. We're working hard on it, but Walt Disney World trip, we normally have a lot of stuff.
That's fantastic, Yonna. How exciting for y'all. So many of these things you can't purchase in stores. You've got to come to this 5th annual event to be able to buy it.
Yes.
And tickets are how reasonable?
They're $25 for a couple.
Okay.
And $5 for children. And that you get steak and chicken, baked potato, salad, roll, dessert, and Pepsi donates all the products.
Tremendous.
Drinks.
So Outback Steakhouse providing all the food and Pepsi providing all the beverages.
Yes. Pepsi's done it for us every year.
Golly.
We appreciate them so much.
How'd you get those early contacts, Yonna? When you go in to see somebody, if they're not familiar with Trey's Way, what are the first couple things you say to get in the door?
Well, I just tell them, who we are, what we're about, what we do. We're right here in Conway. We're local. But pretty much most of the people in Horry County are familiar with Tradesway now. So our first year was tough because nobody had heard of us. But as the years have went on, people expect us to call every year because, you know, we've done so for 5 years. And so it gets easier as the years go on because more people, there's more articles in the newspaper and, you know, more people seeing our commercials and things like that. So it gets easier.
What type of donated medical equipment do you all take, and how do you repurpose it around the Carolinas?
Well, we get anything from any durable medical equipment, hospital beds, wheelchairs, bedside potties, shower chairs, anything durable medical that you could think of. We have walkers, canes, crutches, braces. We even have some medical supplies that's, you know, sealed up and things like that. And if we get a wheelchair in, we get electric wheelchairs in and the batteries need to be replaced, we you know, purchase the batteries and fix the equipment that needs to be fixed. And sometimes it needs a wheel, the wheelchair needs a wheel or things like that, so we have to order that. But we don't buy any of our equipment. All of our equipment is donated, and then but most of our equipment comes in pretty good shape.
Sure.
And then we sanitize it and pass it on.
And you're doing all this free of charge, Yonna?
All free of charge.
Who does all the fixing of all this medical equipment?
My husband.
Chuck does. What's his background there? How does he have the ability to do all that?
He's a battery man, so he just helps me. I mean, he's pretty good. He tinkers and things like that with, you know, he's had 12 years of experience with tray stuff when it breaks, so yeah. I guess that's helped him.
And you are currently, out of the 30,000 square foot facility, utilizing about half that. You could use even more than 15,000, but you take as small as I mean, you know, for a viewer to know they can really make an impact here, what's the absolute smallest you could take? And I guess there's no limit on the largest size. I mean, you got to pile a lot of stuff in there.
We I would say about 10,000 square feet would be the absolute lowest we could take.
10,000.
We would fill that up to probably overflowing would be our least.
I think I have difficulty comprehending this. This facility is about 12,000 square feet. To imagine, you know, 5/6 of it full of medical equipment.
Medical equipment.
I can't fathom. I just can't fathom how you all have been able to amass that over 5 years. And then, as you said, since so many folks know you, how it hadn't been repurposed. How do folks find out about? I mean, you know, how do they find out what you have in stock and how it can best how it can best be utilized?
Well, they see our commercial, word of mouth. We are connected with all the hospitals, DHEC, home health agencies, Mercy Hospice, physical therapists, occupational therapists, any agency that deals with people with special needs or, you know, adults with disabilities. We are connected with them, and of course they call us. And if we have it, it's on a first-come, first-served basis. And as long as we have the equipment, they're able to get it free of charge. We haven't had to turn many people away, but we have, you know, for lack of, you know, equipment in one certain item or another. We've had to, you know, turn them away at that time. But as long as we have it, they get it for free.
That is fantastic, Yonna. You also mentioned some other fundraising events. We just got a couple of minutes. What are some of the other big events during the year if they can't attend the March 5th event at Sockasty High School? And you want folks coming in March 5th, what day of the week?
Saturday.
That's a Saturday. So folks can come in from the PD or southeastern North Carolina, or other folks from all over Horry and Georgetown County. Sockasty High School, real easy to find off of what, that's 707?
Yes, sir.
And again, it starts at 5 o'clock. But what are some of the other events during the year that they may want to attend?
Well, our only other fundraiser we're having is our golf tournament, June 25th, and that's going to be at the Legends. And it's 4-man team, captain's choice, shotgun start, $50 a player. So we have to have at least 20 teams of 4. So we definitely need help there too.
Great, sure. So if a viewer's a golfer, if they know a golfer, they can contact you now at the 843-488-3511 number.
Yes, it's not too early to go ahead and get on our list.
Yeah, sure, to get in for a foursome there. You know, if you hadn't started Tradesway 5 years ago, Yonna, what do you think you'd be doing now?
I guess just taking care of Trey. I don't know really what I would be doing, to tell you the truth. Just being a stay-at-home mom and taking care of Trey and my children, I guess. That's probably what I would be doing.
Yeah, yeah. When you think about over the last 5 years, has there been anything that's been most inspirational for you to keep you going? Is it, I guess, being there and seeing Trey progress, and I'm sure it's been very exciting for him to see your commitment to this and really changing lives.
There's been ups and there's been downs. We just recently had a little girl last year that was 14 years old, and I won't mention her name because I haven't talked with her parents, but they called us and they needed an electric wheelchair. She had terminal cancer, and she wanted to be able to get around and do things for her own. And we had a wheelchair, electric wheelchair, and we took the chair to her, and we got this thank you from her, her and her mother and father. And she had her 15th birthday, and her friends were able to come over, and they were able to go around the neighborhood, and she was able to get around with her friends in her wheelchair. And it was like a month later she passed away. But, we treasure that, knowing that we brought a little bit of, enjoyment to that little girl's life, and that family. Made it a little bit easier. That was a blessing.
Those are great words. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Yonna Jordan coming up next. There was a huge donation from Better Brands over the last couple of years to open up that 30,000 square foot facility. You heard us say it, they've got to have a minimum of 10,000 square feet. 10,000 square feet, they've got 5 days to get 10,000 square feet of equipment out of that facility and into another one. If you're in or around Conway and can give her a call, the phone number is simple, 843-385-3389, 843-385-3389. Give her a call. Yonna Jordan wants to hear from you. If you've got any kind of lead whatsoever, give her a call. If you want to help get a ticket for the auction coming up on March 5th or the golf tournament, give her a call. But more importantly, they got to be out by this Saturday. Don't wait. Call her if you've got any type of lead, 843-385-3389.